Hey guys, it's Tatsuya. Today I will explain the emergency declaration's conclusions in Japan is scheduled to be postponed and give my own opinion on this. The government has begun to make adjustment to extend the deadline of a state of emergency issued in response to the new coronavirus spread. The government will also consider lifting the declaration in Tochigi Prefecture and other areas where the number of newly infected people decreases. It was originally concluded in February 7th, but the extension is expected to be about 1 month, and if the infection situation and medical care delivery systems are improved, the cancellation will be brought forward. The final decision on the area and period of the extension will be made based on the infection situation. A meeting of the advisory board, an expert organization that advises the ministry, will be held on February 1st to analyze the infection situation and decide on February 2nd. The number of newly infected people in the target area is on a downward trend. Still, Norihisa Tamura, Minister of Health, said at a press conference on January 29th, "We cannot make any predictions, even though the number of newly infected people is decreasing at present." A senior government official said, "Even if the number of newly infected people decreases, the number of hospitalized people will not drop quickly. To see how tight the medical system is, we need to see if the number of infected people will continue to fall." A state of emergency has been declared in 11 prefectures: Tochigi, Tokyo, Chiba, Saitama, Aichi, Gifu, Osaka, Kyoto, Hyogo, and Fukuoka. The government has set the criteria for lifting the declaration as moving from stage 4, explosive spread of infection, to stage 3, rapid increase in infection, which is the most serious of the criteria set by the subcommittee on conferences for new corona infections. Prefectures of Tokyo metropolitan area, the Chukyo metro area, and the Kansai metro area will not lift it independently, even if the infection situation improves in one prefecture. The extension will not be in increments of 1 week or 2 weeks, but will be about 1 month. If the infection situation improves, the government will consider lifting the order before the deadline. The declaration of a state of emergency, issued on April 7th last year, had a deadline of May 6th, but it was extended to May 31st and then fully lifted on May 25th, ahead of schedule. On the other hand, a bill to amend the Act on Special Measures concerning new coronas and the Infectious Diseases Act to strengthen the effectiveness of measures against new coronas was discussed at a plenary session of the House of Representatives on January 29th. Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga said, "We have included necessary revisions to enhance the effectiveness of the countermeasures, including the establishment of penal provisions, while giving due consideration to the rights of business and individuals." The bill is expected to pass the House of Representatives on February 1st, after deliberations in the House of Councillors. It is expected to be enacted on February 3rd. In my opinion, the declaration of a state of emergency this time was very half-hearted. In the first emergency declaration issued by former Prime Minister Abe in April last year, prefectures could request or instruct the closure of schools and restrict the use of facilities where many people gather, such as department stores and movie theaters. This time, however, only restaurants were subject to the declaration. In the designated prefectures, restaurants and other food and beverage businesses are asked to refrain from operating after 8 p.m. The designated prefectures have also asked residents to refrain from going out late at night. Although this declaration is a serious one, it is a little weaker than the first declaration. It seems that the public has become accustomed to it. When I took the train last April, there were hardly any passengers. But now, in Tokyo, many people are commuting on the train. Perhaps it is because this is the second time the government has made this declaration that people seem to be loosening up a bit, or perhaps it has something to do with the fact that the first declaration greatly impacted the economy. It is believed that people's flow to and from the city is not as restricted as it was in the first emergency declaration. The government is also trying to restrict restaurant opening, but we do not know how effective that will be either. The government is asking restaurants to stop operating at night because research shows that customer service involving eating and drinking is the most significant infection source. However, if you look at the actual figures, you will find that only about 1% of all cases are due to restaurant use. Regulating the food and beverage industry, which accounts for only 1% of all infections, would fail to curb diseases and be a massive blow to the economy. From a scientific point of view, it is not clear how effective this declaration of emergency will be in controlling the infection. The government is struggling to deal with this unknown virus. I too will do what I can to eradicate this virus. However, I still can't predict how effective this emergency declaration will be. For now, all I can do is hope the situation does not worsen. That's all for this video today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Bye.